truthfully, I have rewritten, rethought, refilmed this so many times now that I've spent probably more time doing all of that than this video will take 50 times over. But thank you for taking a special moment and opportunity to listen to what I have to say. You're watching this now, and you're probably thinking, where the hell has Jamie been for the last 8 months? And I'm about to tell you. But I want to start by saying something that I've been thinking a lot about, which is that mistakes are facts with a life lesson, and life's greatest teacher is love. And therefore, the greatest lesson comes from unconditionally loving yourself. And it's because I'm learning to truly unconditionally love myself and be there for myself that I am able to come forth with any message at all. And if you know me on some level, whether it's been a long time online or in person, you know how much it matters to me to make some perfect video, and that I want to be able to say all the things that I'm thinking and feeling and want to say. But that's just like way too much unnecessary pressure to be putting on myself, and so this is going to be raw and unedited because I'm not healthy-wise to do that. So it's not going to be a perfect video. I don't even really know what the perfect video means, but here I am telling you what's been going on. So what you need to understand is that when I was 4, I was diagnosed with pneumonia, and I was hospitalized for 10 days. They truly didn't think I was going to make it. And why is that relevant with this video today? Because unfortunately, those are quite literally the earliest memories that I have of my life on this earth. And that does some damage over time, especially when you end up increasingly getting sick. And just over 5 years ago, I got sick. It was when I became disabled. Although now with my diagnosis, I understand that I have truly been struggling lifelong, as have everybody on my mom's side of the family pretty much on some level. But over the last 8 months, I've been completely off the grid because I've been struggling with severe vestibular dysfunction. And basically what that means for me, because that's quite a broad term, is that I have been having a serious struggle with anything having to do with rapid eye movement. It's not something that we think about, but our eyes are rapidly moving left to right constantly, whether we're sleeping or whether we walk into a room and we're just taking in everything that we're seeing. But I want you to imagine sitting down and you were just given a Where's Waldo book, and you got to find Waldo, and your eyes are scanning at everything, and there's so much detail to take in. Well, that's kind of like a metaphor for life in itself, right? But that is quite literally what is happening to us within our eyes and our brains, and I was struggling to do that. I've been struggling to do that. So immediately, any form of movement or something that would create an aggravation within the vestibular system was something I had to stop doing. So no reading, no writing, no driving, nothing with movement, no lights, sound. I was isolated pretty much for the majority, of like 98% truthfully, of all this time. If I haven't been on my couch or in my bed, I've been at a doctor's office up until just about 2 weeks ago. Because just over 2 weeks ago, I went to the dizziness clinic at UCLA, and I got to see the head doctor, Dr. Balo. Dr. Balo took one look at my paperwork, asked me 3 questions basically, and said, you have what's called persistent postural perceptual dizziness. Now, say that 10 times fast. It's hard to say even once. But essentially it was, although a very overwhelming diagnosis, is actually the big golden key and validation I've been waiting for. No longer can anybody say it is in my head, because what it basically means is that I wasn't far off. It acts like an autoimmune disease. There's a multi-genetic mutation or combination or function that they're not fully aware of but we do know that it's so far primarily found in biologically female Jewish heritage individuals, and I fit in that category. And basically it creates an imbalance, and so your immune system becomes susceptible to various other illnesses, which is why all of my symptoms, for lack of a better phrase, are actually other illnesses that are either caused by or conjoined with the illness itself. And although right now it's not seen as something that is curable, it is something that is being heavily studied, and it basically has 3 major treatments right now. So the biggest one is reduce stress. Number 2 is to desensitize, and number 3 is to switch onto Celexa. So I've officially switched off of Wellbutrin. I'm a couple days off of Wellbutrin now, and I'm going to very soon switch over to Celexa because that's proven to help. What all of this means? Well, it means that I'm making this video because I now have all this information. I'm physically and emotionally able to, and I want you to know what's going on. I want you to know that you haven't been left in the dark here because I felt like it, or that I ditched and just dipped out, or I didn't care, or I stopped working because I just gave up on life or became lazy. None of those things happened. It was completely life or death. I had to stop absolutely everything to focus on this. For the first time in an absurd amount of time, I have actual hope. I know that I can get better. I am already improving. I mean, literally 2 weeks ago, I did not think I was ever going to properly walk again. Now, a couple times a week, although it's challenging and I push through it, I'm able to hike 2 miles with 16 to 18 pounds of weight strapped to me. It's nothing short of a miracle to me. And a lot of it is mind over matter and diligence and hard work. But I'm pushing myself absolutely as hard as I can to get back into the game, so to speak. But the reality is that whatever game I was in is no longer the game that I'm going to be in. It doesn't mean that I'm stopping to do the work that I was doing. I had endless projects and promises that I intend to keep, and I've been working on other projects that I will launch forward with. But everything is going to be done at whatever speed my body determines is going to be on, and I'm working very hard not to apologize for that, because at the core, I want to help everyone that I possibly can who deserves it. I'm privileged to be a member of so many incredible communities who unfortunately don't get the time and attention that they deserve, as well as, of course, communities I'm not a part of. And I want to be there, but I cannot be there and put up my best efforts and do what I do best if I'm not actually functional. So, hi, I'm alive, you've seen my face, I'm breathing, I'm pushing through, and I'm right here to tell you that I love you, and you all mean a lot to me. You're beautiful, you're important, you matter, you need to tell yourself, because I believe it too, and together we will all push through and persevere. I myself am taking the time to reevaluate a lot of things. I've been reevaluating a lot of things, and as I said, I do not intend to move forward and live my life the same way. I can't, and I won't, and I don't want to. So here's to Jamie 2.0 or 3.0, because I'm about to be 30. This feels like a rebirth for me, not a religious rebirth, but an actual rebirthing more on a spiritual centered level. And I'm incredibly grateful to any of you who've taken the time to watch this, and I hope that you will continue to follow along my journey and that we can reconnect. I appreciate your patience and your beliefs and all your loves and well wishes. If you've given them outwardly or not, they are appreciated, and I'm looking forward to making some big leaps. So I will see you out there, and thanks again.